Hello, friends. Hi. Nice to see you. Here with the throat chakra herbs today. So let's get on started here. Let me share my screen. I need these throat chakra herbs right now, I feel like, because I went on Guardians of the Galaxy. And every single time I go on Guardians of the Galaxy, okay, so have you been to Disneyland?
Not in like 20 years,
Okay, so
probably.
then you do not know. So then I'm gonna give it away exactly what happens. So it's
Okay.
all themed like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? And
Okay.
so the whole contrivance of it is that they are locked. They are all the Guardians of the Galaxy are locked away in the professor's lair as specimens, and Rocket escapes, and he's gonna blow up the grid so that all the cages are released, and so that everybody's released and they can get their friends and get out of there. So what you do though is you get on this a gantry lift basically that shoots you up, and then you fall down. It's the best ride ever. It's so scary, okay? But it starts, they load you up, and then as your gantry lift pulls back, you see a silhouette of Rocket plugging in the thing to blow it up. So you as you shoot up, you start, everybody in the whole cart starts screaming. It's insane. Very
Is
scary.
it like Tower of Terror?
It is Tower of Terror. It is.
Oh, okay.
We
Okay.
themed it for Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's way better.
Oh.
Some people, you know what? You know what? Fight me on it. Fight me, because I love Guardians. I love Marvel, and they're Twilight Zone. I do like Twilight Zone, but come on, it's Guardians. Dude, what the heck? Sorry. I just a little, just love them a little. So anyway, I always have my two favorite characters.
I've never seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is Groot from Guardians, and then this is Grogu from Mandalorian. So it's from Star Wars, totally different. But those are my two. Some of my special interest. Okay. Anyway, enough. I could go a stop. I cannot talk about that special interest because I could end this night with okay. Throat chakra herb.
Oh man.
Okay. Visuddha. That is the name of the throat chakra, is Visuddha. So it means purification, which is interesting because there's two ways that we can look at this idea of purification and what it means. And so the first one is it's to move energy intentionally through and with this chakra, you require purification of some sort. So purification is needed to fully access this throat chakra. And good news, because through sound, purification and power is found. So that's the way, through this throat chakra actually gives you a way for purification as well. It gives you the hint. So I'm sure I immediately thought of sound baths and stuff as well. So different, because I know that those are very purifying, and with using sound. So and also I look at your, I don't know, this chakra is your confident truth, as well as it is a vibrational movement. So it's both. So there's purification to be found in your being able to project your confident truth. That is purifying to your soul, to be able to drill down to it's almost like why I say that the fire, a fire should be linked with swords, is because it's you you hone it down to the truth of the matter. It's a fine blade of a sword that's honed with fire. It's And it's pure. It's purifying, like fire is. Even though this isn't fire, we like fire for everything. I do, at least. Probably because I'm a Sagittarius. I like fire for everything. Okay, so where is it? Actually, hold on, wait. Where is it? Of course, it's at your throat. So it's at like what would be in a man the Adam's apple. But it's right at that place. You could almost feel it, like when you push on it, it like, oh. Anyway. So the symbol though is this downward triangle inside, and so the downward triangle right there, there's the downward triangle, and inside is the circle representing the full moon. So then we can even go further, and then these are the symbols on it, but inside the moon is a white elephant, and we're going to see that in the next slide when I show you like the full image of the chakra symbol. So, but this is, so over it is the bija symbol for Ham, the god Sadasiva, a form of Shiva, and the goddess Gauri, both the corn goddess and a type of goddess. So I'll show you this. So Gauri is both a corn goddess, and this thing, of course, is right in the place that corn goddess, and like a category of goddesses in the Hindu god and goddess panoply, the deity panoply. Gauri is like, it encompasses like about 6 different goddesses, and I didn't really I should like have gotten further into that, and I did not have the other parenthetical, which is even more disturbing than not knowing like what Gauri is all about. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so anyway, but it's also a corn goddess. So, and then they're all inside this 16 petal lotus, and around the lotus are the Sanskrit vowels on each petal. So, and then the correspondences for the throat chakra. So the element, of course, is sound. The verb is I speak. Pretty typical what you might be thinking. The inner state is the synthesis of ideas into symbols, which is an interesting thing, because it's an interesting thing. Outer state is vibration. The glands is the thyroid. So that place right there is also the place of your thyroid. The parathyroid, I think, is right around it. So it's like the thyroid is like right in, I think, I'm pretty sure, but maybe I'm wrong. So don't, like, check that out. I don't know about that. I know the thyroid is there. I believe the parathyroid is around it, but I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor, as you may have guessed.
Fair.
It may have like dawned on somebody. She doesn't have a stethoscope. Okay. Body parts are neck, shoulders, and then also the arms and the hands. And the body problems. So when you see problems with the chakra, you see sore throats, or that could just be from writing Guardians of the Galaxy. A stiff neck, again, Guardians of the Galaxy. We're like hitting all these holds. Wow. Still, we're like in a tight, closed space, Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry. Okay, so thyroid issues, which probably not. So that's, now we're veering a little bit. And hearing problems as well. So the color is obviously blue, and it's usually okay. So, hold on. Okay, so blue. Here's where we get color wonky. Here's where the color wonkiness begins. Okay, and people again are gonna have all sorts of ideas, and you know what? It matters not one bit to me how you parse out these color situations. I do it my way. You can do it your way. I say that it's just blue. It's whatever blue, because I don't put blue anywhere else. So this could be a dark blue. It can be a light blue. It can be bright cerulean blue. This is what this is supposed to be, some cerulean blue. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I do it. I'm pretty specific with it because I do the indigo for the third eye, but I do like a sky blue. Like I associate this clear blue sky with like the clear pathway of the throat chakra, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Nice. And see, I do the blue and then the purple, or the like, and then I sometimes I do indigo violet, but sometimes I do like purple clear, or like quartz or rainbow for crown sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but blue is definitely an agreed upon. And I think
Yeah.
purple,
Some
some sort
shade.
of purple or dark purple, is pretty agreed upon for that too. Anyway. Sound is hom or e. Tarot. So there's a lot of like tarot cards that are like, it's kind of like a series now, because we've like gone away from like the suits. So this is like, I found this, and this is like a series of the rest of these have like a series of major arcana. So this is the major arcana from Justice to Tower, which is interesting. So Justice, the Hangman, Death, Temperance, the Devil, and the Tower, which is very, I love that run.
Yeah, I think it fits actually.
I know that run bodes well.
Yeah.
Because the next one, like, just, it's like, that's like rip the band-aid off. Don't prolong that. Like, I'm the master of prolonging that pattern. Like, see, people just like, it's a beautiful pattern like once you get to the tower and it's like getting to the over with part, but you can make that whole like death, temperance, devil, tower thing last for years if you want.
Oh yeah.
I'm the master of that. Come to an end. It's already,
I also,
it has ended.
yeah, I think that it's also nice because I see that grouping as almost like the final nail in the coffin for good or for bad kind of thing. Like death, temperance, like needing that balance. Like you are planting your seeds and you're gonna have to sow them, or like,
It's like
yeah,
your
you're
firm,
gonna,
confident truth. Like, it's what it is.
yeah,
It is. Like, it's
exactly.
like, let the cards fall. The cards are
Yeah, you're
falling.
gonna like reap what you sow, whether it's gonna be beautiful, beneficial stuff or like not the best stuff. And you're like speaking that into existence, like with your throat chakra. I think it's a great fit. I like
Yay, me too. I like it
it.
as well. So the celestial body is Mercury, obviously, because of communication. The medical metal is Mercury. And then foods, so all fruits, and then especially blueberries, but also kelp and seaweed, and soothing liquids and herbal teas, herbal infusions and decoctions.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that. Okay, so the minerals are turquoise, aquamarine, celestine, lapis, blue kyanite. Do you have any other ones, Miss Yacha?
I like all those. I don't really use lapis for it. I mean, you can obviously, but I love aquamarine for the throat chakra. If ever I have to give like a public speech, or if I'm giving like a lecture on something that I'm like nervous about giving or something, I put aquamarine in my pocket. Like I love aquamarine for the throat chakra.
Nice. And I do turquoise. Like, I'm a turquoise fan. So I love it. I love turquoise for the frog.
Yeah. And like blue calcite too is another good one.
And you know what else is weird about blue calcite? Ooh, that is a good one. Another thing about turquoise is that like that it's like the temperature is really strange to some people. Most people say it's really like cool. It's cool to your touch. But if your throat chakra is blocked, it will turn your insides to fire. Like it will light you up. So it's a good one.
I like that. I actually don't own any real turquoise.
I have a ton of
Surprisingly.
it. I'm obsessed with it. I have so much of
Mm,
it.
nice. I like it. Good one.
The animal is the elephant or the bull or the lion. And the
Fitting.
sense is hearing. So, and more continued. So the goddesses are Ganga, who is a river goddess of purification. And I cannot see that. Sarasvati, the goddess of learning and arts. The muses, Brigitte, Seshat, the Egyptian goddess of writing, wisdom, and knowledge. And that's about what I could find for it. So, like I said, I only really do goddesses. I'm not interested in voice. So there you go. The force or quality is resonance. The number is 16 or 5. I saw both, but 16 because of the petals and the Sanskrit alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the characteristic of the self is confidence. So your confident truth, I always say, you're like vibrant, confident truth. And then the women's psychic power that it's associated with is telepathy, according to Diane Stein. If she is to be, and we argue with her as well as like we go both ways. Like I have a group that is going through this book, and we like there's nothing better than like a good book to kind of get your thought process and your juices flowing.
Yeah, and like to think about, I mean, totally stemming off that, but like to think about it, right? It's not like we're not like reading like Scott Cunningham's books and like just saying that we like agree with everything because it's written, but like I love a good book that gets you thinking like, do I like this or do I not like this? I think that that's really important, and I know that you think that's really important too.
I super do, and I like
Yeah.
telepathy is about communication, which I do like it for. So this
Yeah.
idea about communicating back and forth is
Yeah.
I like it for this. So it's a
Yeah.
good one for psychic power. It's gonna be fun to go over that one. But and we've done that even with like an herbal education program that I purchased. We went through it and quibbled with it more often than enjoyed it, but I thought it was a great program just because it allowed us that en route.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Okay. So the nutshell of Visuddha is purification and your confident resonant truth, I think. It's like that voice that like I think it is about your voice.
Yeah, agreed.
So borage is my first herb, and it's Borago officinalis. And I love borage very much.
I was just talking to my friend Ray about borage yesterday.
Nice. Borage is amazing.
It is.
So this is the what's it called? The botanical drawing of borage. And this is what AI believes that borage looks like, which isn't actually, it's the best one I've seen, actually. They don't usually, they love to take on liberties, but this one's pretty good because I'll show you. That's kind of what it really looks like. It was a little droopy that day. It had been raining, so it had been raining for a week. So everything was a little droopy like that. But that's what it looks like. It's really a cool little flower and a cool little plant, and it's filled with flowers. It is filled with these like blue, bright blue, cornflower blue.
Yeah, which fits perfectly with like tells you exactly what chakra it resonates with.
Exactly. So the parts used are the flowers, the leaves, and the seeds. And the other names are, so it's called bee bread. And this is so perfect because it has this really awesome relationship with bees. It's a super nectar producer, and bees love it. They love it in my garden too. If I don't see bees anywhere, I always see them around the borage. They're always hovering around the borage. And the borage flower, like it's specially, it has a special receptor for the bee. The bee comes in and pushes its head upon the antlers, and it releases the nectar, but it works only for the bee. And it also has a partnership with ants. So ants to disperse its seeds all over, because there's this like fatty part of the plant that ants love. And it's near like right near this connection point with the nut and the seed. So that they will eat it and carry the seed to another part.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a rad plant. So it's also called Borak and Borage, name variations. And then it's called Llanwenlis. And this is Welsh, and it's an herb of gladness. So it's also called, that's the Welsh name for herb of gladness. But it's also called herb of gladness, and also euphrosinum, which is euphoria from the name euphoria. So because its leaves are used to make a remedy to treat depression. So it is like an herb of gladness. So that's one of the herbs. Yeah. And then it's also called ox tongue or bugloss, which is Greek for ox tongue. It's also called lisson selvi, which is bull's tongue, because it's really rough in texture. So that's just about the texture of it. It's also called star flower because those blue flowers look like little stars. And it's called cool tankard because this is how they used to drink the herb, is they used to steep it in wine, is one of like the best ways, apparently, one of the traditional ways to have ingest. So the correspondences for borage. The element is air, and the planet is Jupiter. Got 10 minutes here, baby. Hold on. Okay. The chakra obviously is the throat chakra. And the deities, so for the next ones, I didn't find a lot of deities associated with these. It's interesting. Euphrosyne is one of the three, I think it's Euphrosyne or I think, one of the three graces, and the Greek goddess of joy. So, and then Brigitte, and then also warrior goddesses. We're going to talk more about that. So any goddesses that are warrior goddesses. And then the moon phase, the first quarter is when you're supposed to plant them, but warts and cunning, and we love you, Eloise. We love you. But she says waning quarter. So, wait, is waning quarter the first quarter? No, that's waxing quarter.
Yeah, waxing.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, anyway, take it whatever you want to take it, however you want to take it. So then the tarot is the Hierophant, because it's for the strength of personal purpose, is what it says, which would kind of like also make it link it a little bit with the throat chakra as well. Like this,
Yeah.
like, yeah. So it was an interesting thought. Okay, so then I put this. So astrological sign is Sagittarius or Leo. The moon mansion is the 13th mansion, the mansion of the valley. And the sabbat or ritual that it's associated with is Lunasa. So this plant information. So it is awesome. So borage is a bioremediation plant. It will take an area that's salty and it will make like it okay. It will restore it. So it's extremely tolerant to salty environments. And once you plant it there, then you can plant something else afterwards and it kind of sucks up the salt. So it's very interesting. First of all, there's like this component of purification and salt and everything. So salt, it doesn't give a fuck. It sucks that right up, no problem. So it's true. It doesn't care at all. It's like whatever. It's like super strong and super like salty. I love borage for that.
Yeah.
What a cool little thing.
Love that.
And also, if like I was thinking of the many witchy uses, if like somebody is like trying to like protect themselves with salt or something, and you use borage to like fuck with
You're
that.
like the Pac-Man just going in after the salt.
Exactly. Like I'll just like use some like my whole ritual will be about borage so I can fuck with all your protection spells using salt.
I love that.
I know. So then the stories, and again with these, I didn't find a ton of these stories. Like some of them you find so many. But these are like there's not a ton of them.
Yeah,
so the Celts or the Celts or whatever you want to call them. So they call this Barak, it's called glad courage. It's name means glad courage. So Celtic warriors drank wine steeped in borage to gain courage for battle. And we're going to see this over and over again. This idea about courage for battle is like a big one for borage. So the plant is also sacred to druids. Swords were ceremoniously consecrated with borage as well. So interesting. So then the Romans, okay, look at them all like hunkered over with drink. So Roman warriors drank a wine steeped with borage to gain courage for battle. I love it. I love it because that's, okay, so when I get these AI images, it's the best. This is what I do. I like copy Roman warriors drank a wine steeped with borage to gain courage for battle. Please make me a picture. And that's what I got. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Perfect.
That's what I get. Exactly. There they are. There they are.
Oh man.
I know already. So then Roman soldiers also prepared for battles. You can imagine them. I didn't put this in, but you can imagine them in their drunken stupor. Ego Borago, Gaudius and Borago, which also means, like, which an early herbalist John Gerard interpreted to mean, Borage brings always courage. Okay, but some other interpretations have interpreted it to mean, Borage brings always delight. So, I don't know. Are they having whatever courage, delight? I think it's a little bit of both. Courageous delight is what it is. It's like that truth and that beauty when you speak your confident self. And it's like courageous delight. So it's like happiness and courage and confidence and all that stuff. So Pliny the Elder, a Roman scholar, believed it to be nepenthe from Homer's Odyssey that induced absolute ease with absolute forgetfulness. And that exactly. So, and that was also given to warriors, of course, to make them like feel like PTSD, probably. Like it's like the Odyssey's like gift to PTSD is Borage, or nepenthe, which is like forget all this horrible stuff you've been going through and be glad. And so Pliny the Elder says that this is borage, this herb that he talks about. Okay, so then also there's in medieval lore, there's also some import that it was embroidered on women's scarves as a symbol of courage. And I'm sure England and Europe, and this is where they talk about medieval. They think that nobody existed in those times outside of the medieval wear. There was life going on everywhere in the world, okay? There's life, and I'm sure there was stuff going on in China. Like, okay, but we're just talking about medieval. I'm positive it was England or Europe, wherever that they medieval times. Medieval times. That's exactly, because during medieval times, like for sure the people in South America were on horseback with spear jousting, because that's medieval, right? Yeah. Anyway, so it was used, though, even in medieval times, and it was used as a symbol of courage even then. And it's a common garden plant. Obviously, I have it in my garden and I love it. I adore my borage. Okay, so then also there's this cocktail that's called Pimm's Cup cocktail that's traditionally made with borage, but people don't make it anymore with borage, and so it sucks. They use other stuff. Because borage tastes like cucumber. So now they just use cucumber, but borage tastes like cucumber. So this is the recipe. It's 2 ounces of Pimm's #1, which, you know what? I have a friend that's all about Pimm's. Like, I don't know about it, but I have somebody who likes that stuff.
What type of alcohol?
Lemon. What?
What type of is it alcohol?
Yeah, it's a liquor. I don't know if it's rum or I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's some liquor. And then you do ginger ale, and then you garnish with all these things. So it used to like be the traditional way from long ago was to garnish it with borage flowers and stems because it tasted like cucumbers. But now you just use the cucumber because people can't be bothered to go seek out borage. So Fresh borage, yeah. It's garnished with mint and strawberry and a lemon wheel and an orange wheel. How delightful.
Sounds good.
I know. So we've got 1 minute, less than a minute. So let's stop it here and then we will come back with the magical properties of borage.
Perfect.
Feel it?
Yeah.